Okay, Mayor, you're good to go. We're recording.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Manager. Welcome to everyone who is on right now to the July 23rd Aberdeen Town Council meeting. We're going to be going into executive very quickly, but we will open the regular meeting by the rules. So this meeting is being held in conformance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice has been given to the newspaper. Notice of the meeting has been posted. The next open public meeting of this council will be on August 6th, 2020. Roll call, please.
Councilman Cannon.
Here.
Councilman Hirsch.
Here.
Councilwoman Kelly. Councilwoman Montone.
Here.
Councilman Swindell.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Martucci.
Here.
Mayor Tagliarini.
Here, thank you very much. Michael, will you please do the executive session resolution?
Yes, Mayor. Resolution authorizing the Township Council to enter into executive session. Whereas the Township Council are mindful of the right of the public to attend and witness meetings of governmental bodies at which public business is discussed and to be involved in all phases of governmental action. And whereas the Open Public Meetings Act nonetheless recognizes the authority of a public body to exclude the public from meetings in certain enumerated instances in which disclosure of matters discussed could endanger public safety, property, or other public interests or invade individual privacy. And whereas as authorized by the Open Public Meetings Act, be resolved that Township Council will meet in private session at 6:38 p.m. on July 23rd to discuss the following specific items: contractual land acquisition, ADP program, PEC, and personnel. Be it resolved that the matters so discussed will be disclosed to the public when the need for confidentiality no longer exists.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion from the Deputy Mayor to go into executive session, please?
Mayor and my fellow council members, I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
Okay, all in favor of that?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, the council, as you heard, will now go into executive session. We will come back live at 7:30 to have a regular meeting. In this particular case, if an action is taken, we'll report it because we'll be going into a regular meeting, but I don't believe we will be taking an action tonight. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for affording us the opportunity to go into executive session, in which we will do when our manager says it's just the council and clerk.
Okay, I'm going to pause the recording and then just remove anyone that should not be on the meeting. And we're now recording.
Good. Thank you, everybody, for waiting for us to come out of executive session. What we're going to do now is begin our regular meeting by starting with the workshop portion. So this meeting is being held in conformance with the Open Public Meetings Act, and notice has been given to the newspaper and posted. And the next open public meeting will be August 6th. So welcome to the Aberdeen Township Council workshop meeting for July 23rd. Roll call, please.
Councilman Cannon.
Here.
Councilman Hirsch.
Here.
Councilwoman Kelly. Councilwoman Montone.
Here.
Councilman Swindell.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Martucci.
Here.
Mayor Tagliarini.
Yeah, thank you very much. What we'll do now is we're going to turn this over to our manager to walk us through the workshop meeting for items which we'll be taking up at the regular meeting shortly. At this point, there is no public involvement with the workshop, so when we get into the regular meeting, we'll have Mr. Russell explain how to be recognized, how to ask questions, and everything else. So right now, Brian, you can walk us through workshop.
Yes, Mayor. So we do have a few items for tonight for the meeting. Item 1 is going to be an ordinance amending fees for the Fire Prevention and Fire Protection Division, and these were sent over through the Fire Commission Board. And of course, we have to now amend our ordinance and fee schedule and to add those in. So these are going to be asked for first reading this evening. And then, of course, go through the proper course as time goes on. Item number 2 is an insertion of items of revenue for the 2020 budget. This is the Clean Community funds. This came in after the budget was already submitted and approved with the state and, of course, with the mayor and council. So now we just have to put these into the budget. And Clean Communities, of course, as you all know, does the different projects throughout town and different staffing within either our DPW or Parks Department. Number 3 is supporting the extension of the Henry Hudson Trail. I think we talked about it once before, but the mayor and I have been on a couple of meetings with New Jersey Transit, Monmouth County, and with the borough of Matawan. They're looking just for support as they're looking to extend the trail, which for a section that runs along the train from the train station and the train tracks over through Matawan Aberdeen High School. So it's still a work in progress. There still could be a couple years out if anything, even with the design phase. But they were looking for a reso of support. We did do this already once before, so they're looking for another one again. Matawan already did theirs. The county already did theirs, so they're just looking for ours, and they want to keep moving and hopefully have some more progressive meetings as the year goes on. Number 4 is award a bid for DPW electrical maintenance to Quality Electric Construction. Resolution is attached. This is for maintenance of town hall and our facilities to use Quality Electric. Item 5 is another DPW bid for routine and emergency repairs, and that would go to B&W Construction. Again, they are doing services that are beyond DPW work. Sometimes you'll see them doing some of the work with when we have water main breaks, especially when they're definitely an emergency. We pull out B&W for that. Number 6 is a release of a performance guarantee posted for block 114, lot 6, 7.01, 13, 13, which is at 1335 Route 34. Number 7 is a relief of property tax for block 307, lot 33.01, and block 100, lot 3. Resolutions for both of those are attached. Item 8 and 9, I'm very happy to talk about tonight. I think everyone here, and I have to thank Michael, our town attorney, for getting these turned around to us so quickly, because we did have to double check a few things and for thoroughness, but we did want to try to get them on for tonight so we can start projects as soon as I can get the engineers to get everybody down and ready to work. So number 8 is awarding a contract for milling and resurfacing of Hawthorne Street and Van Brackle Road to Esposito Construction in the amount of $359,969. That is actually a savings to the borough, to the township, which is that was a thumbs up for us when we did the bids from what the original engineer's estimate was on that. So very happy with that number. And then number 9 is awarding of a contract for 2020 Aberdeen Parks Improvement Projects to Down to Earth Landscaping in the amount of $554,855. So again, if these are approved this evening, I will get out the word to both engineers tomorrow and get the timeline of when work will begin. But we do plan on getting it started as soon as possible. We will have one more bid for road construction recon, which will be coming up shortly. We're just waiting for, I think, a couple more approvals, I believe Anthony had to tell me, from the state DOT, and of course with the furloughs going on for about another week, everything's been kind of a slow process getting everything going. We will have that for you shortly, and hopefully even if I may have to request a special meeting so we can get those awarding of contracts done as soon as the bids are done and Michael's office approves all that. So those are 2 good things on for tonight. And then number 10 is going to be an add-on from what we just discussed in executive session, but I would ask that we do that an ordinance be placed on for first reading for the town, and I'll read the title for everyone again. An ordinance of the Township of Aberdeen authorizing the sale and transfer of a portion of certain property commonly known as 9 Water Street, also known as Lot Number 1 and 2 in Block 34, on the official tax maps of the Township of Aberdeen, Monmouth County, State of New Jersey, the acceptance of a road widening easement and parentheses over and through portions of the subject property and settlement of litigation. So that's the only additional that I would request when we get to the meeting to be added to the agenda and voted on at the proper time. Rather than that, after that, we just have our regular, it's the consent agenda. So if anyone has any other questions, if not, that's all I have for you besides my regular report, which I'll give it to during the regular part of the meeting.
Any questions from council on the consent agenda? Any clarifications?
Just one. The approximate, and I'm not asking for a firm number because we know there's always contingencies. The savings from what we thought we were going to spend for Hawthorne and Van Vackle is approximately,
I believe it's about 200,000, Councilman, and I can give you a proper number tomorrow.
Wow.
But if I remember correctly, I believe the estimate was about 500,000 something. Of course, I apologize. That's not the binder I brought with me tonight with my budget numbers on it. But I do remember when we went over everything, it was about $200,000 savings. But I'll confirm that officially tomorrow and let Mayor and Council know for sure on that.
thank you, Brian.
Very, very good. Any other questions or comments for our manager on the consent? Not seeing any. So I would like very much if our deputy mayor would give us a motion to leave workshop and go into the regular meeting.
Very fellow council members, I'd like to make a motion to move on from workshop meeting to our regular meeting of the evening.
Second,
Okay. All in favor of that?
Good afternoon.
aye.
Aye. Good. Well, this
I'm in the meeting.
What's that? I heard something. Okay. Well, this meeting is also being held in conformance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice has been given to the newspapers. Notice of the meeting has been posted in public places. The next open public meeting of this council will be on August 6th, or as our manager alluded to, if there's need for another meeting, we certainly will hold it. So I'd like to welcome everyone to another Zoom Aberdeen Township Council meeting for Thursday, July 23rd, regular meeting. Roll call, please.
Councilman Cannon.
Here.
Councilman Hirsch.
Here,
Councilwoman Kelly. Councilwoman Montoya.
Here.
Councilman Swindell.
here,
Deputy Mayor Martucci.
Here,
Mayor Taglerini.
Yes, thank you very much. And before we go to the next agenda item, which will be the moment of silence and salute this, Brian, do you want to take a couple minutes explaining how people can jump on when we have a hearing of the citizens and maybe new business also? Take a couple of moments. We lost your sound.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
If you're listening by phone, see, that's why I knew it was coming. Sorry, guys. If you're listening by phone only, you will hear the council and hear attendees' questions. You will not be able to raise your hand or ask questions. If you do have availability to have email access, you can email my email address, which I do monitor during the meeting and during the open public comment session. My email is Brian, bryan.russell, russell @aberdeenNJ.org. You can, of course, just put in there your name and address and your question, and I'll read that aloud to Mayor and Council, and they will be able to address any questions you have. Again, if you're using the smartphones, all you have to do is click the meeting link from our website or from the email blast that goes out, and you'll automatically be accessing our meeting, and you can listen in or be on audio or visual. The best way, preferred option is, of course, to use a PC, a laptop, or a tablet. You will be able to hear and see the council meeting and council and hear the attendee questions. You'll also have an availability to raise your hand. If you do not have the raise your hand option at the bottom of your screen, there is a reactions button. If you just put the thumbs up, I will see that on my screen and be able to unmute you so you can ask your question to mayor and council. And then if, I think that's everything on there. Yep. And then, or you have the option of just doing the comment page, the bulletin board. If you just put your comment into the bulletin, I can also read that out loud. And mayor and council can answer your question as well. That's it, Mayor.
Okay, thank you very much, Brian. At this point, we're going to agenda item number 3, which is a moment of silence. And holding to traditions, we always think about our brave men and women of the armed forces who protect us here on our soil and on foreign soils, to allow us to have meetings as we're having tonight. And of course, the pandemic also makes us think about our first responders, police, fire, CERT, EMT, the doctors and the nurses and the research people. We've gotten some encouraging news this week, and may we get a vaccine soon. So I would like everyone to keep them in mind, and also right now for your own personal intentions, including anyone who knows of a neighbor, friend, loved one who has passed from COVID. This would be a great time keeping their memory alive also. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And now I'll just ask you from wherever you are to have a salute to our great flag, as we always do. So I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And now I'd like to open this up to the council. If anyone has a report they would like to give tonight. I think Councilman Hirsch might have something. Arthur? Did we lose Arthur? Okay, I'm sure Arthur might be having a little glitch, so I believe, go ahead. Councilman Hirsch? Okay.
Yeah, we lost him, sorry.
Okay, I'm sure he's coming back on, but I also think Councilwoman Montone wanted to give us a report also. Have we lost her also? Do you see them, Brian, at all?
No, we've lost 2 of them. Yep.
Okay. I think we might have lost Joe Martucci also. He's calling now.
Yep. I'm getting. Hold on.
Yes, sir.
We lost a quorum.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that must be the same thing with Arthur and Margaret. Okay. Maybe you can phone in. Okay, and if you can phone in, that would be great. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Well, that was a deputy mayor. I guess you can tell that the power outage, and I believe Arthur is very close to.
Yes, Arthur lost power in the A section, so he's gonna try to get on, or he's gonna call in. Give him 1 second.
Yeah, and I'm saying the same thing on the council. Well, I know that Councilman Montone wanted to report to everyone. It's almost changing daily.
Margaret's back. Fred, Margaret's back.
Margaret's back.
Oh, it's wonderful. Margaret?
Yeah, hold on a minute. All right, I'm sorry, folks. I got a large blast of thunder and everything went out.
Yes, the same thing with Arthur and Joe. So I think you have some updates on water restrictions, right?
Yeah, I do. On Monday, July 20th, American Water issued a water ban because they were having some problems with an operational issue at one of their primary water treatment plants. But that issue has been resolved, and they now have moved to an advisory of actually mandatory odd, even watering for outdoors. I'm sure most residents know that what that means is that if you live in an address that has an odd number, then you can water outside on odd days. And likewise, if you live at a house that has an even number, you can water on even numbered days. They are also suggesting that you water early or late in the day to minimize evaporation. And there are some exceptions. So if you've just recently seeded your lawn or put sod down, you can water. And if, you guys still hearing me?
Yes.
Okay. And you can also the use of private wells is acceptable as also, and commercial use of outdoor water for nurseries, farm stands, power washing, plumbing, and car washes is also permitted, and the watering of athletic fields.
Good. Thank you for clearing. That kind of changed within 24 hours. So thank you for the update on that. Is the deputy mayor on by phone or by Zoom? No?
Yeah, you want to
Okay.
make sure you have everyone on for your quorum.
Yeah.
Who we,
Well, we're back to quorum now.
are we now? So you got Margaret back. Okay.
Robert.
Brian
Okay.
might want to check the waiting room.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got Joe coming back.
Good. No Councilman Hirsch, though, right?
Working on it right now.
Okay, good.
I'll give a report in the meantime, Mayor.
Yeah. Okay, well, what Councilman Hirsch wanted to say this evening was the fact that the concerts have been going on Tuesday nights. I think we had our third one this past Tuesday. The crowds have been just near perfect in the sense of social distancing and the use of masks when they're walking around. Our Public Works Department drew the circles in the grass, kept the social distancing. I think everyone did a pretty darn good job, and Councilman Hirsch wanted to report that. But that's for the most part, and the Tuesday night concerts will continue. And as we always say, since the beginning, help us, help you. And if things are being done according to the executive orders, we can continue to have those concerts and some enjoyable time with our neighbors. I got up there Tuesday night, and the first thing I said and welcomed everybody, it was nice to see that many people in one place again. And we just all enjoyed it very much. So anyone else have a report that I may not know about but would like
The
to
deputy
spend?
mayor is back, Mayor.
I'm sorry?
The deputy mayor was able to lock back on.
Oh,
I'm back.
all right. So Joe, we had a report on the water restrictions and the concerts and thundering now, I hear. Anything from you tonight, sir?
No, I'm just happy we got a whole house generator. Otherwise, I would not be on. I'm not sure. I think Arthur's out, and probably this whole area. That's what usually happens. So,
Yeah.
but no, nothing tonight right now.
Okay. Councilman Cannon, anything?
Yeah, and the public's heard me talk about 171 Church Street previously. So I just want to let the public know that the council discussed that this evening, and that we are going to have our professionals reach out to the property owner and the realtor to continue negotiations in that regard, and that it'll be turned over from an informal basis where basically I was calling the realtor and getting permission from the environmental board, turned over to our professionals to contact the property owner or their professionals. And we'll be moving forward on that.
Good.
Mr. Mayor, one thing maybe, and I'm not sure it was mentioned before, but let everybody know about the spray park and the hours that it's open. It's been running pretty smoothly. Matter of fact, I think they were closed early this morning because of rain, but the workers stayed there and reopened at 12 o'clock.
Good point. Thank you.
That's going very well from what I understand.
Yes, yes.
Mr. Mayor, I just wanted to ask a quick question.
Sure.
This is, a first for us that we should get thrown out of our meeting by a thunderstorm. So, Brian, if we should, I've tried to set up my other iPad and my iPhone, but I've never used them for Zoom meetings before. So if in the event power goes down, should we do call-ins by phone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would-
Yes.
So it might be a good idea for everybody to make sure they have that phone number, especially if they're operating in the dark and they need to call in.
Good
Yeah,
idea.
my problem is my phone and my internet are all connected, so I'd be out of luck.
No, but you have an
Probably with
iPhone.
Artie.
You have your iPhone, Joe.
Yeah, that's, you don't need internet for that?
No,
No.
the cell phone would
Making a
work.
phone call. It's a cell phone.
Cell
Yeah.
phone will work.
Yeah, we'll be off screen, but we'll still be connected. So very good, Councilwoman. Very good point. Councilman Swindell, anything? I guess he might have
Councilman,
said.
you're muted. You have to unmute yourself.
Nothing at this time, Mayor.
Okay, thank you so much. Greg, thanks for your report. Margaret, thank you. We lost Arthur. I'm sure he's trying to get back on, but he was going to talk about the concerts, and we want to thank our Recreation Department for doing a great job on that. So with that, any other reports from our attorney or our manager? You want to give us an update on the town?
Yeah, I'm going to be quick just for that same reason in case we get knocked off. So a couple things were already said. I'm just going to give you, again, town hall is open, not for public entrance at this time, but we are open to the residents by either calling into the offices or email. We are in the process of working out a plan to open up by appointment only to residents. We're just waiting for a few more safety features to come in. Of course, we thought we had enough time on certain things, and a couple things are back ordered, so we are working on that now to get what we need into the town. We should hopefully. We thought we were going to be open by this week to start appointments, but again, like I said, we had a couple things that we ordered that did not come in yet. We're hoping that'll be in beginning of next week. Once we do, we will put out a social media blast that if we can open to the public by appointments, you would be able to call that department, and that department would set up a time for you to come to the town hall. Again, we would be asking all the pertinent questions. Have you traveled outside the state? Have you been around anyone that is sick? And of course, we do have temperature scanning a system in place, so you would have to get your temperature scanned before you entered the building. But until then, we still have all our drop boxes in the front of the building, most specifically for planning and zoning and construction. And we have the night drop box on the side of the building, closest, the entranceway closest to Atlantic, for your tax drop-offs or any other financial or just regular correspondence that you want to drop off to. Rather than that, the building is open 8:30 to 4:30, and phones are manned by the staff. The deputy mayor already made comment on the spray park. We do have a paper shredding event this Saturday, July 25th, at Town Hall's parking lot. Right now, it is scheduled from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, or when the truck is fully at capacity. So we do have, check our website out. We do have that up on the website. Again, it's 9 a.m. to 12 noon or till the truck is full. Another just quick comment I'll make, our parks are open. They are available for usage at this time. We do ask, though, at the parks, at the beach, at Veterans Park, and the seawall, that if you cannot keep a social distance of 6 feet, that we do request that you do wear your mask on any of those facilities if you cannot keep the social distancing. But rather than that, they are open and open. Rather than that, Mayor, that's all I have at this time.
Thank you very much. And if there's any business folks on the line here tonight, by Tuesday afternoon, I should have the instructions on how the business people can apply for their COVID grant from the freeholders. So we'll get that out as an email blast as soon as I get that information from the director, and we'll pass that along to everyone, and they can help. It's a $10,000 grant, a multitude of ways to receive it. So we'll have that information for our business community Tuesday afternoon. Now, before moving on to hearing the citizens, I think there's a little housework that has to be done. We have to add, I'd like to make a motion to add ordinance number 8/2020, and I believe we'll have to put that into 8C. So if someone would like to second that motion so that
I'll second it, Fred.
Okay, great. All in favor of that? Or do we need a
Aye.
roll?
Aye.
Okay, so that'll be 8C. And so without any further delay, we can open the meeting to the hearing of the citizens on agenda items only. If anybody's on here tonight with a problem, a new problem or a situation, that will be towards the end of the meeting. But right now would be everything that we discussed on the agenda. Brian, you can let me know if anyone has any questions of us or you or anyone else. And
I am looking now.
I've been remiss. I see that Chief Delahilo is on the line. So welcome, Chief, and thank you for joining us.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we just, very, very briefly, our COVID numbers we've been monitoring, we've been pretty stable with those since the last meeting. We've been coming in 1, 0, 1, 2. They're holding pretty steady right now. And so we're pretty happy about that. And our active cases are probably about 12 right now. So, as you mentioned, the beachfront since June, I mean, we've gotten a lot of activity down there, a lot of visitors on the beach, in the spray park. We're keeping an eye on that, trying to monitor the parking situation so we could comply with the 50% capacity. We've been having our officers down there checking on that, issuing summonses if they need to. Other than that, the department has returned to the normal patrol schedule, and we've been on that for about a month now, a little bit more. So everything's working out. That was a transition back. And one of the biggest things we assisted with since last meeting was high school graduation. We're happy that they were able to get that in. They had to, it was kind of a hybrid. It took a couple of days with the middle school and the high school, but they got it in. At least our students were able to graduate and at least enjoy that part of their final year at their school. Other than that, then we assisted with the trying to help out with the open dining, and we've been monitoring that quite a bit. I've stopped by most of the restaurants, most of the businesses that are doing the open dining. That seems to be going quite well so far. I mean, it's not their normal course of business, but what they're doing so far has been good, I think. And I hope it improves for them. Other than that, that's about all that we have.
Well, Chief, I thank you so much for joining us, and we've been saying this, but you can't say it enough. On behalf of the entire council, please extend our sincere thank you to your executive staff and police officers under you. Starting with you, you've done a great job, and everyone in your department. So give them our sincere thanks in a very unstable situation. So thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Chief, if you don't mind, if you have a second, with all the
Yeah.
nonsense that's going on TV with the newscasting and the internet, can you just give us kind of an update as to how we are here in Aberdeen as far as our constituents are concerned and the safety that's going on throughout the town?
With the protest, I mean, we've had no problem. One thing I have to say, we enjoy a very good relationship with, all of our residents in our business community. Some of the things that are happening in New York City, the major cities, New York City, Philadelphia, Miami, LA, Seattle, Portland, we have not felt the effects of that. And thankfully so. But everything is really returning to normal as best as normal can be. We have not experienced any situations where we're concerned about unrest or any safety issues to our residents or our police force.
That's a great thing to hear, and it's a compliment to our constituents and our people being able to get along. I think that's a great statement that can be made right now in America, that our town seems to be going along at a pretty good pace and seems to be safe.
We're we're very happy with how things are moving along in our town, for sure.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Am I being heard right now?
Yes, Artie.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I was in.
Okay,
The only person I
um,
saw that had a question is Ms. Osborne, if you still have a question. Unmute.
Greg answered the question, but thank you very much. He answered it in the chat.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry.
The question was about the resolution.
Markup.
for-
Okay, very good.
For the public's benefit, Ms. Osborne asked why the property taxes and whose properties were being relieved from property taxes, and I gave her the addresses in the chat. And indicated
2096, 2097.
disabled veterans that are getting property tax relief under the statute.
Thank you.
Yeah. 2096, 2097 were those two. Rather than that, Mayor, I see nobody else looking for questions at this time on agenda items.
Okay.
I just inform the chief that there's a blackout in the A section. Appears to be the whole section.
I went out too, Arthur.
Yeah, also in the I section.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
okay. Any other, okay, Brian, so doubled and triple checked, right? And we're not leaving anybody out. So that'll be good. So with this, we'll move on to, and just in the nick of time too, Arthur, to give us a motion on number 7.
Yes, to the mayor and the deputy mayor and my fellow council members, I would like to make a motion to accept the minutes of the March 5th, 2020 executive and public meeting.
Second.
Councilman Cannon,
Yes.
Councilman Hirsch,
Yes.
Councilwoman Monton,
Yes.
Councilman Swindell,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci,
Yes.
Mayor Taglerini.
Yes, thank you very much. Councilwoman, you're going to do Councilwoman Monton, you're going to do a couple of motions for us tonight, since especially with the one we just added. But why don't we just stick with 8A at the moment, please?
Sure. So, Mayor Taglerini, fellow Deputy Mayor Martucci, and fellow council members, I would like to make a motion to introduce ordinance number 7-2020 on first reading by title, and to order the same to be published by summary in the Tuesday, July 28th, 2020 issue of the Asbury Park Press, together with notice of its introduction and passage on first reading by title, and that it will be further considered for final passage after public hearing at a meeting of the Township Council to be held on August 6, 2020 at 7:30 p.m. in the municipal building of the Township of Aberdeen at 1 Aberdeen Square or through Zoom broadcasting.
Second.
We have Karen for roll call.
Karen in? I think Karen's frozen.
Looks like the thunderstorms in Middletown.
Yeah, it looks like it went to Middletown too. I guess Brian, our manager, was pinch hit in the case of temporarily losing our clerk. So I guess it's just a roll call.
Brian, we can't hear you.
Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, sorry. We're getting hit on this side of the county pretty hard. Yeah, let me do a roll call for that one.
Deputy Mayor, Mr. Mayor, do we have to bring that out to the public for any comments before we vote?
No, it's introduction.
Oh,
No,
it's
it's
an
just the
introduction. Yeah, tonight we just have 2 introductions. We'll get to see in a minute.
All right.
So we'll just do a roll call now.
Yep, so roll call. Councilman Cannon,
Yes.
Councilman Hirsch,
Yes.
Councilwoman Monton,
Yes.
Councilman Swindell,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci,
Yes.
Mayor Taglerini.
Yes, thank you very much. For 8B, will the deputy mayor give us a motion, please?
Yes, Mr. Mayor and my fellow council members, I'd like to make a motion to accept the consent agenda from resolution number 2020-90 to 2020-90.
Second.
Okay. Roll call on that?
Yes. Councilman Cannon,
Yes.
Councilman Hirsch,
Yes.
Councilwoman Montone,
Yes.
Councilman Swindle,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci,
Yes.
Mayor Taglerini.
Yes, thank you very much. And now, if you remember, we added 8C to our agenda tonight, and I'm going to go back to Councilman Montone for a motion on 8/2020.
Thank you, Mayor. Fellow council members, I would like to make a motion to introduce ordinance number 8, 2020 on first reading by title and to order the same to be published by summary in the Tuesday, July 28th, 2020 issue of the Asbury Park Press, together with notice of its introduction and passage on first reading by title, and that it will be further considered for final passage after public hearing at a meeting of the Township Council to be held on August 6th, 2020 at 7:30 p.m. in the municipal building of the Township of Aberdeen at 1 Aberdeen Square or through Zoom broadcasting.
Second on that? Did I hear?
Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Sorry, I'm just writing down my notes. Councilman Cannon,
Yes.
Councilman Hirsch,
Yes.
Councilwoman Montone,
Yes.
Councilman Swindle,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci,
Yes.
Mayor Taglerini.
Yes, thank you very much. And now we're up to number 9, which is the hearing of the citizens, correspondence, petitions, new business, whatever's on your mind. Just either raise your hand or contact Brian Russell. And if Russell sees anyone who has a question or new business tonight or a statement, we'll be able to acknowledge them.
Yes, I have 2 chats right now that I will open up. I apologize if I hurt your last name here. Joe Marie Presigio. Hello, we will be new residents at 319 Sherwood Drive. Can you please tell me what section I am in? Also, when will they begin putting the curb in on that block or area? Thank you. Thank you very much and stay safe and well. And Sherwood actually, I think we, and
But
actually
section 1 for garbage purposes, but the name of the section is Cliffwood Beach for the resident, for the soon-to-be resident. Welcome. Your Sherwood, I believe the curb and the paving is being done as we speak. Is it not, Brian? Or in the next couple of weeks?
I think it's going to be done in the next couple of weeks. So we finally got, I think, New Jersey Natural Gas and everybody on the right track.
And if I'm not mistaken, 319 is one of the new houses that was built where the burned out house was at 321. So welcome to town and thank you for turning over the neighborhood. That I don't know if you know this or not, but the place that you bought the house was a burned down house that this council worked really hard to get taken down and turned back over into new housing. So we're happy to see new residents. That's all I have to say. I don't know if anyone else wants to say anything, but welcome to Aberdeen and thank you.
Joe Marie, if you want to email me your phone number, I'll double check on everything and can give you a better timeline tomorrow if you'd like. It's if you have a pen and paper, it's Brian.
Yeah, just.
Oh, there you are, right there. It's Brian BRYAN .Russell RUSSELL at AberdeenNJ.org, or you can call my office. It's 732-583-4200 extension 117, and I can double check those for you one more time on the timeline, and you'll have an exact answer. But that whole section was supposed to start back when the pandemic hit, and we could not. New Jersey Natural Gas kind of pulled all their projects because we need them a part of us to help us with some of the things that they're doing.
Okay, great. Thank you guys so much. We're so looking forward to coming to have
Not a
you.
Thank you
problem.
very much and welcome.
Welcome.
We were at the meeting about a few months ago. We were the ones in the back that were really, really quiet, and then we came up to talk, so.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Nice to
Don't,
see you again.
don't stay quiet. Don't stay quiet. Just be our eyes and ears over there, okay?
Listen, I'm from Brooklyn, so yes, I definitely will. Don't worry about that.
Wonderful. Thank you and welcome again.
Thanks, guys.
Good. Do we have a second email or something?
Right, no, I have nothing else at this time. No, I have nothing else at this time coming through.
Okay, no hands up, no nothing, okay.
I
All
would-
right,
Mayor, if I would just want to remind everyone, and our PIO did just put out on the a blast out, as long as you're still getting service. I know, like I said, the storms are hitting my area pretty tough right now. I just had one strike very close by. But if you do have power outages, please just notify JCP&L. They actually do need to hear from you, the resident, and your account. Even though you can call the PD, or we basically know what's going on right now, that we do have outages, but JCP&L do need to hear from you directly. So if you go on their website or just call their 1-800 number, which we did put out, Brittany has just put that out a little while ago, just to notify, so they can mark that on their list of what is out, so they know what to look for. So just want to put that out there for anyone that's having some issues right now.
yes, and Brian, I'd like to just give that out. It's 1-888-544-4877. And the important thing, I'll say it again, 888-544-4877. And the importance of registering your outage is due to the fact that, believe it or not, if your neighbor calls it in, they won't know that you're out. So we can't rely on your real great neighbor next door or down the block if you're all out. They must know you're out. And then the good thing also is you may get a phone call saying that your services should have been restored. Please do that. Please address your own outage on that. Anything else? Mr.
No, I'm
Russell?
double checking one more time. I have nobody else that has risen their hand or asked to speak, and the group chat has nothing in there either. Let me just double check my emails also. Ms. Osborne, you also sent me an email about a down sign that will be addressed, and I will send that right off to DPW director this evening. And Miss Sue Freeland, 28 Balmoral Court, you sent an email regarding, or yes, an email about a pop-up drive-in setup in the Strathmore area about local restaurants delivering the cars. I will look into that email and get back to you on that as well, or reach out to you to get more information on it about this idea, and I'll definitely look into it with you. Back to mayor and council as well. Rather than that, Mayor, there's nothing else that I have
Okay.
here for you.
So let me just thank everyone who joined us tonight, spending the evening with us. I hope that you will remain safe, be smart, good health to all of you. Keep your social distancing. We'll see you at a concert. And our best wishes to all our residents. And now I'd like to take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Second, all in favor of that?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, very much.
Good night,
And
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
very, very much. Good night, everyone.
Thank you all.
Stay safe.
Good.